everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you all are well and staying safe. This has been much requested video by you all after I bought my second home. This video is going to be all about how to buy second house. I will be giving you as much as information possible and let you know the whole process of buying second home. Before I proceed, I would like to say that I'm not a mortgage advisor. I've actually learned this since I bought another house and through my research as well. If you need a proper advice regarding buying second property, then you should definitely contact mortgage advisor who would be able to guide you through the whole process of buying house, what documentation you need, how much will it cost, etc. I'll try my best to give you information that I am aware of on this video. I hope this video will be insightful for you all and you'll be able to take away information that is much needed for you to invest into property. So let's start this video. I'm going to do this video in both languages, Nepali and in English. If you're watching this one, this is gonna be in English. If you would like to go ahead and watch Nepali version, then please do exit this video and watch the Nepali version where I've talked in my native language. I'll link that video up here as well as down below in the description box so that it will be easier for you to go and watch that video. So let's start this video. Let's talk about the deposit first. How much deposit do you need to buy second home? Basically, you need much larger deposit than you normally do when you buy first home. The lender, for example, banks or financial institution would like you to have a decent chunk of equity in the second property. If you are buying second home as an investment like I did to rent it out, then you'll have to pay more deposit. Currently, it is 25% of the property value. For instance, if the property you are looking to buy is around 300,000, then you'll have to pay 25% of 300,000, which would be 75,000 deposit. Another reason why the lender likes a big chunk of deposit is because when you buy a house, it will stretch your finances and they would like to have a safety net. Hence the reason you have to put in bigger amount of deposit than the first house. So where can you get the deposit money from? There's like two answers: from your savings, or you can release equity from your previous property. I'll talk about how to buy second house using equity later on the video. So now let's move on to stamp duty, land tax. Basically, whenever you are buying house in the UK, you have to pay stamp duty. Sometimes the government has this scheme that they exempt first time buyer from paying stamp duty, but when it comes to second home, it is actually more expensive. I'm going to put up England and Northern Ireland stamp duty rates here, which is correct as of 1st October 2021. There is a different rate for Wales and Scotland. So if you are looking to buy property over there, please do your own research. Next bit is mortgage. So if you are buying property with cash, you don't need this. But if you are looking to buy property with mortgage, then you have to apply for a mortgage. If you are still repaying mortgage on your first property, then don't worry, you'll be able to get another mortgage. If you are planning to rent out the property, then you have to get buy to let mortgage, which is slightly higher than normal mortgage. I'll tell you on the next part like how to get mortgage approval from the lender. Also, don't forget, like once you buy the property, you have to pay extra costs for maintenance, as well as if you decide to sell second home and its value has increased since you bought it, then you have to pay capital gain tax. Just to bear in mind, there are so many costs involved even after buying house, which I'll talk in detail later. Let's move on to mortgage approval. So how do you easily get mortgage approval from the lenders? Basically, you need a good deposit first, which we have talked about before. So you have to put down 25% of the property value. Next one is a healthy income. Basically, you need to have a good income to support the mortgage repayment of both houses, first as well as second house. In short, you need to prove the lender that you can afford to pay repayments on the both house. Third one is detail of any rental income. Basically, you need to provide lender the likely rental income you will get from the property, and this rental income needs to be more than the mortgage repayment. Last but not the least, a good credit score, which you need to have so that they would see you as a reliable borrower before they consider you for the second home. Let me talk quickly about credit score. As I've worked in the bank, I've got a little bit knowledge about this. You might be wondering, what is credit score? Basically, you accumulate credit score whenever you shop on borrowed money. If you use credit cards, then that's great, but you have to repay the whole amount every month. For instance, if you use £1,000 on your credit card, and if you pay that in lump sum, that will make your credit score go up. Whereas if you don't pay that, and then if you gain more interest, then it will give you bad credit rating. Banks will look for a credit score just to know that if it's worth letting you borrow the money. Also, talking about credit score, it's not just paying off the borrowed money, it includes bills as well. For instance, if you do not pay telephone bills or your internet bills, it will show up when they run your credit history, and they will find out that you are not reliable to lend money. We have talked about what sort of mortgage you need, mortgage approval. Now we're going to touch briefly about mortgage repayment. So how do you do the repayments? You can do two ways. You can either do like interest only repayments. The next one is full repayment. So basically, when it comes to interest only repayment, you only pay interest every month out of the borrowed amount. Let's say, for example, if your rental income is like 1,100, and if you have to pay just like £600 for your interest, that will free up like £500. So that is like an extra cash flow for you guys, which you can actually invest in something else so that your money can earn more money. And what happens with interest only is like the borrowed amount wouldn't change, meaning it wouldn't decrease as you are only paying interest, whereas the full repayment is you pay like the borrowed money plus interest. It is up to you to choose whichever repayment you want to go with. Next one, let's talk about what documents you need. First of all, you need your ID, which is self-explanatory, which I wouldn't go into the detail. And next, you need proof of address, like where you live, etc. You can use your utility bill, your driving license, bank statement for that. And another one is like you need 3 months pay slip to prove the lenders that you have income coming in to your account regularly. And then bank statement, again same thing, to show them the source of income. Also, you need proof of deposit, where you got the deposit money from. A lot of agents, they get deposit from their parents as well, which is fine, which is not a problem at all, as long as you ask your parents or anybody who is giving you money towards your deposit to write a letter, which is called a gift letter, so that the bank knows where the money is coming from. They can basically write, this is just a gift money, I'm not going to charge any interest, and mention what relationship they have with you. So that is all you need when it comes to somebody gifting you money towards your house. Moving on to next part is going to be the cost part. Buying house is not cost free. You need to pay different fees. First one you have to pay is legal fees. Like if you use solicitors, which you have to pay them fee for their services. Also, another one is surveyor fee. So basically you have to hire a surveyor. They'll point out any problems the house have before you buy the house, which I feel like is good to do. You can actually pull out if there is problem with the house. Also, you have to pay mortgage arrangement fee. Let's talk about the other cost after buying house. Basically, it's the bill, council tax, electricity bills. When it comes to council tax, when your house is vacant for a couple of months, then you don't have to pay until the tenants move in. If you use energy while there's no tenants, then you have to still pay the bills. Also, you need building insurance, which is another cost added. The last bit is how to buy a house using equity. This is actually one way to easily raise money from your existing property towards the deposit for a second property. Instead of getting an additional mortgage, what you can do is you can go back to the lender and ask them for a remortgage / equity release on your current home. However, the first thing you need to know is how much is your home valued at currently to understand how much equity you can take out of the house. You need to deduct the remaining amount left on your mortgage from the current value of your home, and that will give you an idea of how much money you can release from your first home. For instance, if your home is worth 500,000 and you have 150,000 left on your mortgage, then you have 350,000 worth of equity in your home. However, this will increase your monthly repayments, so bear that in mind. Also, let me talk a little bit about the estate agent and their role during the buying process. I'm sure you know that, because if you're looking to buy like second property, you have an idea. That's the reason I'm not going to go into great detail, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of info in case if there's somebody who is watching and who is a first time buyer. So estate agents, they act on behalf of the seller So if you have to negotiate price or anything, you go to state agent, and you can book for viewing as well. They'll give you appointment. When you go there, state agents will be there. They'll show you like the house. If you have any questions, you can ask them. They are really friendly basically, because they have to sell house, you know. If you are not happy with the house, you can always pull out anytime. You might lose a little bit money, but that's fine, you know. Like if you are not happy with the house, or if something happens in your personal life as well, you can just pull out. That's not a problem. Lastly, before I go, I would like to give you some tips about valuation. Basically, when surveyor does the survey, he comes up with the valuation. So he will give you the amount he thinks the house is valued at. For instance, if the seller is selling house for 300,000, if your valuation report comes at, let's say, 275, then you can go back to the seller and negotiate the price, start negotiation around 275. Then you can come in between as well. So that is the tip to take away. Also, buying a house is a stressful process. It's a long, costly process, so don't get frustrated. It took us about 5 months, which is a long period of time, but you'll get there eventually. There are so many things to do before you get the keys. Once you get it, you'll be happier. Like all the hard work you have put into the house, the whole process, even though it was stressful, it took longer, it will be worth it at the end. So thank you so much for watching. I hope it was useful, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. And if there's any video requests, please do let me know. I'll try to do my very best to accommodate your request, and I'll see you guys very soon. Till then, take care. Bye guys.